Welcome to chair yoga. We're going to get a good workout today, full body. We're going to use our strap and we're going to do some yoga lunges, but first we're going to start with our seated meditation. So I invite you all now just to find a comfortable seat in our chairs. It's nice because we can lean all the way back and let our back be supported by the chair. Feel your feet connected to the earth. If you have short legs like me, get your blocks so that you bring the floor up to you so you're fully supported and grounded. We want to feel connected. So once you have found your comfortable seat, you can bring your hands to your lap, maybe stack the palms and connect the thumbs. I invite you to close your eyes and just begin to tune into the breath. Listening to the sound of the breath, noticing how the breath sounds and how it feels. Noticing the temperature of the breath as you breathe in through the nose. Notice the temperature as you breathe out through the nose, noticing that subtle difference. Notice the texture of the breath, how it feels as you breathe in through the nose. And notice how that texture differs on the out-breath, warmer and softer. Listen to the sound of the breath in the back of the throat. Very soft and subtle. You can constrict your throat a little bit to create more of a sound, that sound, the same constriction you would use as if you were fogging up a pane of glass. Holding that constriction as you breathe through the nose, listening to that ocean sounding breath. In yoga, we call that E-RYT pranayama, victorious breathing practice. It's called victorious breathing practice because with practice, we become victorious over the fluctuations of the mind as we fix our mind to the sound of that breath. Coming into that single pointed focus meditation. If you're a person who has an overactive mind and you find it challenging to listen to the breath, you can use mantra, saying to yourself as you breathe, as I breathe in, I am aware I am breathing in. As I breathe out, I am aware I am breathing out. It's the perfect length for yogic breath, helping us find that rhythm with the breath, fixating the mind to the mantra, giving the thinking mind a break, softening the thoughts. As we soften into this shape, maybe place the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth behind the teeth and add a little pressure. And turn your inner gaze to the third eye point, the point between the brows. Hold the pressure in the gaze. Listen to the sound of the breath in the back of the throat. The breath downward, expanding from the bottom of the belly outward and up as you hold the tongue position and the eye position. Holding 3 mudras right now: the hands, the tongue, and the gaze. hold that pressure with the tongue and turn your inner gaze to the back of the third eye, the back of the skull. Hold the pressure, hold the gaze, and listen to your Ujjayi pranayama. Soften your eyes and your head, soften the tongue and jaw, soften all the muscles in the face. And allow your awareness to float downward, mind's eye traveling down all the way to the feet and noticing where the feet are connected to the earth beneath you, feeling the support under the feet. Feeling the support under your seat and behind the back, tuning into that support, those support points. And from those points, tuning into the physical body, noticing deep into the body, noticing your bones and how the bones feel. You can move around with the mind's eye, noticing arm bones and leg bones, foot bones and hand bones. Simply sitting in stillness and using the mind's eye to connect with the physical body. Noticing the bones and how they feel. Noticing the muscles and how they feel in the legs and the arms. Tuning into the belly area, noticing sensation in the belly. Without judgment, just noticing what you feel. Now notice how you're feeling on a different level. Notice how you're feeling energetically today. Notice how you're feeling emotionally today. Notice how you're feeling mentally and spiritually. Noticing the heart, tuning into the heart area with the mind's eye. Curious if you can tune in and notice the heartbeat. It's okay if you can't. Simply picture your heart in your chest. Offer yourself loving kindness. And allow your awareness to float back up to that third eye point, that space between the brows. And maybe set an intention for your practice today, based on your needs, based on your mind-body observation. If you don't have an intention for your practice, that's okay. Think about your intention for your life right now. Noticing or visualizing the best possible outcome. So if there's something in your life, a state of being you'd like to manifest, picture yourself in that state. Visualizing how it would look and noticing how it would feel to achieve that state. Begin to bring a little movement into the hands and feet, wiggling fingers and toes. Slow to start. And And then lifting the hands away from the body and circling through the fingers and wrists. Lifting one foot and circling through the ankle, wiggling the toes and then the other. Working out all of our little creaks and crackles before we get started here. Relaxing back to center and bringing your gaze back into the room, shifting yourself forward. Shifting your blocks forward if you have blocks. If you have a blanket, you can just rest it behind you or drape it on the back of your chair. We want some space here so we can move into spinal flexion. Hands to the knees. You can put space between your feet if you'd like, and inhale to lift the heart. Exhale to round back, anchoring hands on the knees so you can round the spine. In breath floats heart forward. Out breath you round and find a rhythm here. You can close your eyes and drop back into meditation, this time moving meditation. Synchronizing the movement with the breath. Finding your flow. Your vinyasa, breath connected movement. Maybe practice that Ujjayi pranayama, letting the sound of the breath guide the movements. See how it feels to really allow yourself this space, this time, this freedom to enjoy how it feels to move in the body. Letting go of any self-judgment or self-limitation. Giving all that thinking mind a break and simply move and breathe. Pause at the top of your next in-breath, holding the heart forward. And as you breathe out, begin to circle the heart around the hips, rounding the spine as you circle back and lifting the heart as you circle forward. Your circle can be big or small, whatever feels good in your body. Still just moving with the breath. Letting the body move how it feels good, finding space as we flow. Switch directions as you're ready. One more breath circling around. And find your way back to center. Lift the crown, tuck the chin towards the chest so you have a long spine and long back of the neck. Hold here. Soften the shoulders. And roll your head to your right. Let the right ear hover above the shoulder. You can drop that left hand off the lap, letting it hang, or even grab the side of the chair and lean a little little bit to the right to deepen that stretch if that feels good in your body. Bring it back to center, drawing the chin to center and then rolling it to the other side. Left hand coming back to the lap and right hand can drop off of the lap or grab the chair. If you're holding onto the chair and you want to go a little bit deeper, be easy not to go too deep, but you can lean just a little bit to the left to deepen. Bring it back to center, hand to the lap, roll the head across the chest and all the way around. Circle through the neck. We're gonna do 5 times, really, really slow in this direction, and then 5 times, really slow in the opposite direction. Feel every part of the neck as you move. Mindful movement. That means the mind is connected to what you're doing. Mindfulness. Moving slow, we prevent injury. After you have finished out all of your circling, simply lift the crown to center and roll through the shoulders. Relax to center. Bring your gaze back into the room as you lift the crown. And we're going to extend the arms out to our sides, palms facing up. And we're going to gaze at your palms right now. Take a look at each side. Notice where the pinkies are. And you're going to flip the palms all the way and bring the pinkies back to that space, except the hands are going to be flipped. Right? Bring it up and bring it forward. And continue opening and rolling forward. So simply just flipping the hands all the way over. Palms up, arms rise. Gaze up, let the prayer hands come together above the throat. Let the head lean back. And lift the crown as you bring the hands down to the heart and bow the head to the heart. Rest the thumbs on the sternum, open the back of the neck. And release the hands down, lift the gaze again. Roll the shoulders, and we are going to come up to standing so you can slide your blocks out of the way and lift your seat out of the chair. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, fold down as you squat, bringing the belly to the thighs and arms behind you. Inhale to lift yourself up, arms rise. Exhale down, belly to thighs, hands back. We're going to continue here, inhaling up. Exhaling, bring it down. We're going to change it up. We're going to cross the arms in the front, open wide. Cross the arms, coming forward and down, send them back. Inhale up, breath of joy. Exhaling down, opening the heart. You can pick up the pace if you'd like. Vinyasa style is going to be long and slow, deep, long breaths in and out. You can join me for Kundalini style, which is going to fire things up. You pick up the pace and add breath of fire, and it looks like this. Breath of fire, forceful exhale, forceful inhale. Creates a pumping action in the belly that generates heat. Slow it back down to Vinyasa style, long and slow. Two more. This last one, open up, stay standing. Bring the arms forward, sit in a chair pose. Not all the way in your chair, almost to your chair. Utkatasana, chair pose. Bring the hands to the heart and gaze forward. Lift the pelvic floor here. Squeeze like a Kegel exercise. Lift up. Right hand grabs left wrist, engage the quads, take a side bend to the right. Gaze towards the sky. Bring it up and switch. Left hand, right wrist, gaze up. Inhale to bring it up, release the hands behind you, interlace the fingers. Draw the scapulas towards each other, so the shoulder blades towards each other, squeeze. Draw the hands down towards the earth, and then away from the body. So subtle movements, little movements. The good thing about yoga is the only competition is with yourself, and that's optional. Whatever feels good in your body. Put a little space between the feet, and we're gonna fold. So bring the hands with you, and nice and slow, come into a fold, drawing the head towards the earth, but keep lifting the hands up towards the sky. Stretching in the arms. Letting go of self-imposed limitations. Trusting in the process. Firm up the legs, lead with the crown to come up with control. Keep the hands clasped. Engage the quads, so quads are firm, and lift the heart towards the sky. Draw the hands away from the body, and release to center. Release the hands, circle through the wrists, wiggle the fingers, roll through those shoulders. And let's take a little break. You can sit back in your chair. Give ourselves a little break here after that work in the upper body and that breath of fire. That might have been new to some of you. How's everybody doing? Good? Good. I'm going to adjust so you guys can see me better. When you're ready, you can get up and come behind your chair. walk back so you can still keep your hands on your chair and stand up nice and tall. We're going to step the left foot forward closer to our chair and then bring our forearms to the back of the chair. Send the sits bones back for a gentle stretch here. Bend that front knee, step forward so you're right up next to your chair, and you're going to step the left leg back and then fold forward, coming to the back of your chair, sending the sits bones back. So this is a gentle stretch in the hamstrings. Maybe you feel it down into the calf. Bend that front knee, step it forward, and we're going to step the other leg back again, but we're going to go a little further. So, step it back and bring that back foot flat to the earth. So as far back as you can, but that back foot needs to be flat and your chest still square. And we're going to extend the arms, hold this shape, firm up the legs. As if you're squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. Slowly, we're going to find a little twist to the left. Gaze at the floor and slowly twist. Keep those legs firm. See if you can twist a little more. Now left arm is going to float to meet the right. We're going to bend that front knee and pick up that back heel, come into a lunge. Hands can come to the chair anytime. We're going to bring our hands to the chair now, shift back so you're coming back to that back foot and straightening that leg again in front, back to that pyramid shape, and fold. So a little deeper now than the first one. In our standing poses, our legs stay firm. Even if we're stretching, the muscles are still active to support the shape. That's what's unique about yoga. You're getting stretch and strength in most poses. Begin to lift yourself up. Bend that front knee, step forward, and we'll take the other leg back. So we're going to step it way back, or back as far as you can to bring that foot flat to the earth. Coming into a pyramid shape. Squeeze those legs. So when I say squeeze, I mean energetically squeeze, so you're firming up. Tee the arms. So if you're still working on balance and strength in the core and the legs, stay here. Otherwise, begin to take that slow twist to the right. You're looking at the floor as you twist to slowly gauge yourself into that twist and hold. Hand to the chair anytime you feel unbalanced. Slowly, right hand sweeps forward. Arms rise above the head. Bend that front knee. You can lift the heel off the earth if you'd like. Back heel. Now bring your hands back to the chair. Straighten that front leg and fold forward. Sending the right sits bone back. Bend that front knee as you lift yourself up and step forward, walk it out. Lift those knees. It doesn't look like much, right? When you're looking at the shape, it doesn't look like anything's happening. That's where people get mistaken about yoga. They're like, oh, that looks easy. But when you're in it, there's a lot going on, isn't there? It hurts, but hopefully not.
Good hurt.
Yeah, good hurt, right. All right, we're gonna continue. We're gonna do some more lunges. We're gonna move into a pyramid lunge today. I'd like for you to take your chair and turn it around. And set your blanket on the seat. And then bring your hands to the seat. And then step your back leg back into a lunge. So you're on the ball of your foot. Gaze back at that back foot and pivot that heel down to the earth and then lift your body up for a warrior two shape. So bringing the arms to a T and your pelvis is the side of the mat. Everybody looks good. Yeah, good alignment, everyone. Nice. So warrior two. Let's do a little flow here. Flip the palms. Straighten that front leg. Lift the arms. Take it down into warrior two. Inhale up. Exhale down. Flow here. That air conditioning kicked on. I'm going to kick it back off. They have it on a program and it just jumped down to 50 something. Like, are you serious? Who wants 50 something degrees in February? All right. Hold warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Flip the palms, reach that hand forward and bring it to the chair as you lift the right arm. If you need to come back up and get closer to your chair, you can. So we go from warrior two with our knee bent to straightening that front leg and lifting the right arm. For triangle pose. If you feel like trying it, you can release the left hand down to that left shin. Remember, it's the firmness of our legs that holds the shape. So those legs are active. And that brings you into triangle pose, whatever version, supported by the chair or hand to the shin. You should feel this stretch in the left inner thigh and the left hamstrings, maybe on the outside of that right hip. Inhale to engage the core and bring your arms up to a T. Bend that front knee back to warrior two. Flip the palms and bring the left hand up as you release the right hand down to the leg for peaceful warrior. Bring your arms back to a T, straighten that front leg, and turn yourself forward. Bring your hands to that chair, and then step forward. Walk your feet back, and bring your forearms to the chair for a fold. Releasing the head towards the chair, just simply a supported forward fold. Our little intermission before going to the other side. Bring your hands advance to the chair for a half lift, gaze forward. Forearms back down to the chair. Hands back to the chair, bend your knees and come into chair pose. Lift the arms. So, our chair facing our chair. Us in a chair facing our chair. Lift yourself up, bring your hands to the sacrum, the low back. Draw your elbows towards each other. Open or broaden through the collarbones, lift the heart up, and then press the hip points forward just a little bit, coming into a little back bend. The hands support the low back so you're not crunching those vertebrae together. Bring it up and release. Bring your hands back to the chair. Step your right foot forward and step your left foot back to a lunge. So you're in just a regular old lunge here with your hands on the chair. You're going to gaze back at that back foot and pivot it down to the earth. And then you're going to bring your arms up to a T for Warrior Two. So your right foot is facing your chair, and the left foot, the back edge should line up with the back of your mat, or the toes should point your forward, so pointing the same direction as your pelvis. Flip the palms, let's flow here. Inhale up. Exhale, bring it down. Continue here. Going from Warrior Two lunge to simply straightening that leg. Hold your Warrior Two. Lift the pelvic floor, pull the belly button towards the spine. That's engaging the bandhas. Mula bandha is the lifting of the pelvic floor. It's like a Kegel exercise. Lifting in and up. The Uddiyana bandha is the belly button area, the solar plexus, pulling in and up. So that's engaging the bandhas. Those are our internal energy locks in yoga. Flip the palms, straighten that front leg, reach those fingers forward, and then release that hand to the chair as you lift the left hand towards the sky. So remember, the legs stay firm. What you don't want to do is soften the legs in standing poses, because then that leaves you vulnerable to falling. Firm everything up a little more to support you as you come back up to Warrior Two, bending that front knee again. And then reverse warrior. Bring the right hand up towards the sky as the left hand drops down. Reverse warrior or peaceful warrior. Inhale, Warrior Two. Straighten that front leg. Begin to turn forward towards your chair, picking up that back heel, and then step forward, walk it back, bring forearms to the chair and fold. You can even rest your head on the chair between the arms this time if that feels good for you. With the elbows on the chair, bring your hands to prayer hands. And then draw the prayer hands to the back of the neck, to the spine. You can always bend the knees as much as you need to accommodate tight hamstrings and calves. Working towards straightening in our forward folds, but you don't have to have straight legs. Bring those prayer hands forward and hands back to the chair as you lift the gaze and lift your heart for a half lift. Hold. And fold again. Bless you. Thank you. Hands back to the chair, and we're going to walk ourselves forward and bend the knees. Lift yourself up. Right hand to left elbow or left wrist. Take a side bend to the right. And to the left, switch hands. And release. Bring the arms down, roll through the shoulders, and come back to seated in your chair. So you'll turn your chair around and come back to your seat. We're gonna grab our blocks if you need them under your feet, and also grab your strap. We are going to find wide legs on our chair, or a chair yoga goddess pose. So if you have blocks, take them wide. If you don't have blocks, just take your legs wide. And we're going to grab our strap, bring it as wide as our knees, hold on firmly, and lift it up. Draw it just past the midline for a little stretch. Engage and bring it forward. Keep the pelvic floor lifted the entire time as you lift it up. Draw it back, open the heart, bring it down. So this is another one. It looks really easy, but you should have some stuff going on here. If you have the pelvic floor lifted, then your inner thighs are active. Hold this one, draw it back, open the front body. And release. Release that strap between your legs. Open the arms. And then take a side bend to the left, bringing right arm towards the sky. Left fingers dropping down, reaching through those right fingers. Another one that we are staying in our strength here. Doesn't look like work, but it's a lot of work. Bring it up and switch. Lifting through those fingers on the left hand. Bring it up. Arms come up to goddess arms. Bring them forward, stack the elbows, and bring the hands together in front of the face. Two more breaths here. Open it back up to goddess arms, open wide, and then bring it forward, other elbow on top, bring the hands together. Lift up through the fingers. fingers, gaze up. And release. Release the arms. Draw those feet in. Give the legs a little shake. Now we have the heat on. What's going on here? Crazy. One's on 57, one's on 73. All right, so we're gonna stretch along the side of the legs. Bring your left foot in front of you, kind of in the center, and then bring your right leg over. Squeeze those legs together like ladylike, crossing the legs, or eagle legs in yoga. We squeeze them together. You can even bind that foot behind the other leg if you'd like, and it stretches along the sides of the legs. We can come back to our eagle arms, so we're in a full eagle pose in our chair. Slowly release, uncross, and switch. Other leg on top, other elbow on top. If you can remember which one you did last time. Keep those legs squeezing towards each other. Femurs stacked, shins squeezing. And release. Both feet to the earth. Sit back in your chair. And then right ankle floats up, lands just above left knee. Let's get into that hip. First position is just sitting here. If you're feeling it in the hip, that's enough for you. You can just stay here. If you'd like to go deeper, you can bring forearms down to that shin and fold over that leg. Bring yourself up, hand to the foot and knee, and lift that leg up. Even if you can just lift an inch, lift it up. If you can lift more, maybe you can bring your foot and your knee to the elbow creases, and then rock your baby.
I think I've rocked all the babies I will rock.
Oh yeah. This is nice. It can give yourself a little hip massage on that right side. You can kind of lean into it. And slowly release that side. And we'll do the other. Bring that left foot up. First find that figure 4. Sit up nice and tall. See how that feels. And if it feels okay for you, you can begin to fold. If you feel any pinching or pulling in the knee joint, flex the foot. Deep breathing, send the breath into that left hip. So imagine you're sending the breath into the hip and notice how that feels, just to imagine sending the breath there. Creating space with breath. rise, hand, foot, and knee. Pick it up and rock. Bring it in deeper if you want, and then rock. You can kind of lean to the left and get a little more massage into that glute and into that hip. Hold at center and release. Let's put some space between the feet and do a little spinal flexion before we close off. Inhale to lift the heart. Really lean between those hips. Get in there deep and push it back to round. Inhale, lift the heart and come in between those legs. And then press it up. And bring it in, roll through the shoulders. And we're ready to head back to our meditation or chair shavasana. So you can grab your blanket if you'd like, since we have the air back on. You can cover yourself with the blanket and you can sit back in your chair. Blanket is optional. We're simply going back to where we started. You can bring your hands back to your lap with the thumbs touching. Lean back into the support of the chair. Take a couple of deep breaths in, sighing out the exhale. And begin to settle back into stillness. Drawing your awareness back in from the external world back to your internal landscape. Noticing the breath with the mind's eye and observing the breath. Following the breath as you breathe in, noticing how it travels down, expanding the belly around the breath. Falling softly, noticing how the bones get heavier on each exhale. As you sink a little deeper into stillness and into the support of the chair, softening the thoughts, giving the thinking mind a break, and simply taking the next few minutes just to be in stillness. Notice how still you've become in this shape and how it feels just to be in this stillness. Notice how it feels to expand the breath in the body while staying in this stillness. Delivering prana, life force energy, with the breath, delivering that prana to every cell in the body. Noticing the support the earth and the chair provide you. Notice where you're supported. And tuning back into the physical from there, noticing bones, muscles, sensation on the skin. As you deepen the breath, noticing hands and feet, and bringing a little movement back in, wiggling fingers and toes. And extending that movement to the wrists, lifting the hands and circling. And the feet one at a time, lifting and circling. And relaxing back to center, letting the hands float up to the heart, prayer hands to the heart. Anjali Mudra. Mudra means hand gesture. Anjali means heart. Bowing the head to the heart, breathe into the heart space as you offer yourself loving kindness. Maybe set the intention to carry this sense of peace with you throughout the rest of your day. And we'll close our practice today honoring this time and space we've shared together and this practice of yoga and all the teachers that came before us, spanning 4,000 years back. We'll close off with Namaste. Namaste. Namaste to all of you. Namaste. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Good job, everyone.